Medical intuition can be over 94% accurate using only intuition. No blood tests, no MRIs, no labs, just you, your body, and your inner knowing. I know it sounds wild, maybe even impossible, but I've seen it. I have lived it. And in this video, I'll show you how that kind of accuracy happens and how you can begin to unlock it too. Hi, my name is Kim Seer. I'm a medical intuitive and master healer with over 25 years of experience. And today, we're going to talk about something that still surprises people, even those in the healing world. Medical intuition is the ability to see into the body and identify the root causes of symptoms, whether they're physical, emotional, mental, or energetic. It's not about diagnosing like a doctor. It's about seeing into the patterns that created the imbalance in the first place. With medical intuition, we can track how organs, glands, and systems are functioning, what emotion, trauma, or belief is holding it there, and what will it take to release it and allow the body to heal. This is deep and often life-changing work. This is deep and often life-changing work. And it goes far beyond system management. This is about resolution and healing at the source. Let's talk about that number, 94% accuracy. That's actually not a guess. It comes from real-world results. My students and clients know that we track, we check, and we compare. So how did we get there? Well, we train to listen deeply to what the body is saying. We bring the information through and trust what comes, even if it doesn't make logical sense at first. We practice staying in neutral so that our mind doesn't interfere. And here's what's important. The body always knows the truth. Your job is to become fluent in its language. That is when intuition stops being vague and starts being laser sharp. Let me tell you a story. A client came in with intense digestive issues. She had been through 3 different specialists. She had had a multitude of tests, and everything seemed to come back fine. They could not detect what was creating this intense pain and digestive issues. As I scanned her body, I saw something unusual in her small intestines. But it wasn't just physical. It was an emotional trauma. It had stored deep shame from an experience in her teens. Her body had been trying to digest it for years. When we brought that memory forward and released that emotional charge, her symptoms began to shift within 2 days. No pills, no protocol, just listening, trusting, and working with the body's wisdom. So let's break this down. Why does pure intuition work so well? So what makes intuition so accurate? Well, let's break it down. Why intuition works so well is that it bypasses surface symptoms. You go straight to the root. Most issues didn't start last week. They've been building for years. What most people don't know is by the time that something physically shows up in your body, that's the last aspect of it, not the first. If we don't understand that, we think that only when the symptoms first show that that's the beginning of it. No, that's actually the last aspect of it, not the first. It works so much faster than logic. When you use the body's intuition, it works faster than logic. The conscious mind can only track one thing at a time, but your intuition is reading everything. Subtle energy, organs, systems, emotions, even belief systems, all at once. Why intuition works is that it can be quite specific. You know, when someone is trained properly, intuition can pick up things. You know, like the body can tell you, oh, the left ovary is functioning at 63%. And there's grief that's creating interruption from a past miscarriage. Or the body can tell you specific things like the pancreas functioning at 71%. It's on borderline diabetes, and that happens to be tied to over-responsibility since childhood. Now, of the two things that I just talked about, those are not the answers for why every pancreas is created an imbalance. No. But that could certainly be what one person is. The medical system and all of our tests, they can monitor only a certain amount. When we're not looking at the whole picture, this is why I get a lot of people who come to me from around the world who have already been through all the doctors, all the specialists, all the tests. What's happening in their body, no one can seem to figure it out. And it has nothing to do with I'm a super genius. No, I just listen really well and can communicate. I have learned the language of the body and the intelligence of the intuition. So, you know, medical intuition, it's not vague. It can be quite precise. A lot of different things give you vague answers. If you really focus in with the body, if you listen to the wisdom and the intelligence, you can learn all kinds of things. And let me tell you something. You can learn how to do this for yourself. But here's the catch. Your mind will want to jump in and try to figure it out, because that's what we're taught. We're taught that we have to go, if there's a problem, our mind has to get in there and try to figure it all out. Well, here's the issue with that, is that your mind can't figure it out, because what created it does not occur within the mind. And the mind is not directly connected to the conversation and language of the body, nor is it directly connected to the deep wisdom of intuition and your knowingness. Medical intuition isn't mental, it's perceptual. And that is why I teach my students how to get into that observer space, that neutral position, where your mind is checked out. You have no attachments to the outcome. So that means that there's no guessing, no judging, none of that. From that place, intuition flows. You're not searching, you're simply receiving. We are reporters. We get the facts and tell the story. The more you do it, the clearer it gets. Here's how you can start practicing this today. If this sparks something in you, if you've always known that you were meant to help others heal, then start right here. And here are some things that you can do to start practicing today. Number 1, sit quietly. Focus into your body and ask your body one question. What do you need for me to know today? And then listen. Pay attention to the first thing that comes your way. If it's a feeling in your body, if it's a word in your mind, if it's a sound, if it's an image, just listen to it. Don't edit it. Don't second guess it. Just receive it. Once your body knows that you're actually listening to it, the more that you consciously take time to talk to it, you're going to be quite surprised how quickly your body starts communicating back to you, and you gain greater insight, and you can pick things up. Wouldn't it be nice to not have to have a disease or an illness to understand or identify something that is stuck in your body? Because whatever is stuck in your body, if left there, it can and oftentimes will create a challenge. Let's not do that. Second thing that you can do to start your practice today is practice getting into that observer's position, that neutral position. The fastest way to get into that neutral position, because when you're in neutral, when you're in that observer mode, your mind is checked out. The fastest way to get your mind to check out and you to get into that neutral position is to bore the mind. Bore it. How do you bore it? You start thinking about all kinds of things that you care absolutely nothing about. If you will let yourself start thinking about things that you care absolutely nothing about, your mind will check out. Then, neutral is what you have left. So, what kind of things can you think about that you care nothing about? Well, I don't know. How about, does it matter how many leaves are on all the trees in your neighborhood? Does it matter how many nails or screws that it took to put your whole house together or your apartment building? Does it matter how many rocks it took to make all the concrete that went down all the highway, your closest highway? Does it matter what color socks somebody has on? Think of things that you care absolutely nothing about. And I'm going to tell you something. Practicing neutral all the time is going to help you also not get pulled when life gets intense. It will help you to not get emotionally pulled in. And when you're practicing neutral, have fun. Have fun thinking about the things that you care absolutely nothing about. Doesn't matter what day of the week that your carpet was made on. Doesn't matter how many threads are in your carpet. No, doesn't matter. So, practice neutral. Get into that observer's position. How you know you're in the observer's position is oftentimes you're going to feel nothing. It'll almost feel like you have a sense of void. Like, That's how you know you're in neutral. Next, it's really important that when you do this practice, when you sit and you communicate with your body, focus into different body parts and ask questions, it's important that you write down what you get. Here's why. If you don't write down what you get, your mind is actually going to keep that percolating, and it will block out the next flow of information that's trying to come your way. So no matter what you get, whether it makes any sense to you or not is irrelevant. Pay attention and work with it. The more you do it, the faster it will refine and start becoming more accurate and accurate and accurate. Help train your system to take your intuition seriously. The more you engage with it, the more it will reveal. So yes, 94% accuracy is real, and it's not reserved for special people. You don't need to be born with a gift. You just need to know how to use what's already inside of you. Now, if this speaks to you, I invite you to keep going. Whether you're already working with clients or just starting your journey, medical intuition is a powerful tool that will transform the way you see the body and the way that you help yourself and help others heal. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this inspiring, please like and subscribe and share it with someone who needs to hear this. And if you're ready to take that next step in mastering these skills, then I invite you to check out my Medical Intuitive Practice and Profession program. The link is below. Your intuition isn't a whisper anymore. It's your superpower. So let's use it.